Hello to you, my cosmic dragon friends. We are back with another pick a card video. This is the first one since I went away on maternity leave, and we're back. Well, we're trying to be back a little bit. I'm easing into it, trying to use nap time to film videos. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how long she gives me. Right. So we are doing a reading today. We're asking the question, what does Spirit want you to know right now? What do your guides want you to know? What do you need to know? What do you need to find out? Although I am feeling there's quite a heavy romance theme in this one here. It feels like there's a bit of a penchant, shall we say, towards the romance theme. But it feels like there's messages for everyone, but there are going to be some love messages coming out quite strongly as well. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I haven't pulled any cards yet. So we have 3 piles to choose from, as usual, 3 different decks of cards. The first deck of cards is the Light Seers Tarot, and we have this lovely piece of Aquamarine crystal. This actually belongs to James. It's not my piece. I'm borrowing it. So there could be a message there if you're borrowing something. Pile 2, this is the Tarot of Curious Creatures, which I really like because the pictures are very wacky, as you'll see. And you don't have a crystal, you have an almond in its little shell. So there we go. Maybe you're a tough nut to crack. Almonds are very, very hard. Okay. And our third pile, pile 3 here, is the Unfolding Path Tarot, and you have this gorgeous little shell that was collected from a beach. I think this one was from Studland. Most likely from Studland. That's where I get most of my sensor shells, or it was gifted to me, who's to say? But anyway, strong beach and water theme here. As you see there, the picture here is a lake. So there's a strong water theme. You could be a water sign, perhaps. That might be a sign that it's your pile. So take a moment, tune in, see which pile speaks to you. I'll see you in the readings. Timestamps are in the description below. You'll see I am at my kitchen table right now. So I don't have a lot of decorations. I have a few bits and pieces. I have brought out one of my tiny china teacups because we're in the kitchen. I'm also drinking tea in my Portmeirion cup today. And we have this gorgeous shell, which I really love. This one's from Studland. Absolutely adore this one. And then with our reading, we're also going to have zodiac signs here. We've got our letter tiles and our charms here, which will give you a bit more confirmation at the end of your reading that it's actually for you, and maybe some extra messages in there as well. So let's dive on in. Hello, pile 1. You chose the Light Seers Tarot and the borrowed Aquamarine crystal. So there could be a theme of borrowing things here, or having to rely on other people, other people's resources, perhaps. Aquamarine also brings in a gorgeous, gentle heart energy here as well. It's a very soft piece, this one. By soft, I mean it's got very soft edges here. There are no sharp corners or anything. Also, it's kind of a little bit clouded as well. I really like this piece. It's a very soft green as well. Very gentle. Kind of takes me underwater to underwater plants and plants that you would find in damp places, like moss is coming through for me as well here. Maybe you have a lot of moss where you live. Maybe you live somewhere very damp like I do. I live in the New Forest. It's very damp here. If you buy a house in the New Forest, expect it to have damp problems. Especially the older ones. But it is what it is. It's lovely. We're not complaining. Okay, so we have the Light Seers Tarot here. Let's see what your guides would like you to know right now, what Spirit wants you to know, what messages there are for you. Okay. Oh, and the gulls are kicking off again. I don't know if you can hear them, but we get a lot of gulls here because I'm by the coast. And there are a lot of gulls because they actually hang around on the local industrial estates, and they try and make their nests on the roofs of the buildings. And what they do to actually deter them, they're not allowed to put down poison or anything like that in this country. So they actually bring in a company, and I know because I used to work on this industrial estate. They bring in a company who flies a hawk around. So they bring in basically a falconer. Is that the word? So they bring in somebody, and they actually came in my building one time and walked right through my office past me holding this beautiful hawk, and I was able to go over and see her. She's gorgeous because they were going up to the roof. And they fly her around, and she flies around, and she basically deters the gulls from making nests because they think, oh no, there's predators in this area, I'd better not do that. So very humane, very kind way of doing things, although possibly slightly traumatizing for the gulls, I don't know. But I mean, she's no danger to them. She would be a danger to their offspring. Obviously, she doesn't live there, so they don't know that she's not going to be there hunting their babies. But it would be very, possibly quite scary for them. I don't know. But when they fly her around, all the girls take off and they, oh goodness, they make such a racket complaining about her being there. It's quite funny. So there could be a connection to birds or falconry or something like that there for you. Speaking of birds, we have a crow with the 7 of Swords. Okay, so, oh, the thief in the night, the 7 of Swords. Okay, who's taking things from you? What has to be secret at the moment? Who's being secretive? It's an interesting card, this one, because he's a thief and he's trying, or she, you can't really tell, can you? Dressed a bit like a ninja in those funny little shoes. They remind me of Kung Fu boots. I used to do Kung Fu, everyone. Not particularly well, but you know, it is something I like. It's an interest of mine. But you've got these birds here who are giving him away, so that he's here, just like the hawk, and the gulls all kicking off and making a terrible racket, saying, "There's a hawk here! Look out! Run for your lives!" You know, somebody is trying to warn, possibly you, or maybe you're trying to warn somebody else that someone is acting in an underhanded or dishonest way. So there's somebody around who's being dishonest, but the truth will out because people are talking about it. So if it's you, look out, because people are going to find out if you've done something wrong. If it's not you, then listen to the people trying to warn you, because there is danger here and you certainly can't see everything that's going on. And it's interesting with the moon in this card, because under the energy of the moon in the tarot, you can't see things clearly because it's nighttime. You're in the moon's garden. You can't see. Things look like, you know, things look scary or dangerous, which actually aren't, because they're in shadow. At nighttime, lots of things look frightening. When I was little, I used to think my dressing gown looked like a ghost hung on the back of the bedroom door. It wasn't a ghost, it turned out, but it was pretty scary at the time. So all is not what it seems right now, pile one. There is dishonesty afoot, but the truth will out, because there are those who will speak up and speak out about these things. And it could be to do with business as well, because we have what looks like a central business district in the background with these skyscrapers here. Although this person seems to be in nature, they seem to be on some sort of rock near a bird's nest, near some crows or possibly ravens. I'm not too good at discerning what kind of birds they are. But we're under the light of the moon, so you can't see everything clearly. So it could be that somebody you think is your friend or who is acting in your best interest actually genuinely isn't. But you can't tell right now because things look opposite, shall we say. Things look upside down, topsy-turvy. Oh, that's really interesting. When I came home yesterday, the rhubarb in my garden had sort of collapsed. All of the leaves were on one side, and I thought, oh, it must have been the bad weather we have. But it stood itself back up again now, which is curious, because it was completely on one side, and I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to cut the rhubarb so the slugs don't get it. Interesting. But somehow it's managed to stand itself back up again, which I wasn't expecting. So, yeah, perhaps that's a message too. If you get knocked down, you will be able to stand up again, or you will be able to recover from whatever dishonesty is going on around you surprisingly quickly and surprisingly well. So regardless, even though there is something underhanded going on, I don't want you to worry about it, because you can recover from it. But pay attention to those who are speaking the truth, who are trying to warn you. Okay. All right. More crows with the King of Swords. And the Hierophant, very masculine energy coming through here. Judgment, yeah. The 8 of Wands. Yeah, for some people, oh, look at that, the moon's on the bottom. Of course she is. I'm going to bring the moon energy in, because we are under the influence of the moon in this reading for sure. So let's move these around so you can actually see them all. There we go. All right. This is interesting. For some people, this is a literal love reading right now. For others, it won't be. So bear with me if that's not the message for you right now, or it could be part of the message. It does feel very much like someone shown up in your life who It may have all happened quite quickly with the Eight of Wands there. I mean, that is a card of speed, very, very fast energy. Somebody coming in very quickly, but possibly also going out very quickly as well. So someone might arrive in your life, sweep you off your feet, but they are dishonest. And there are reasons to be concerned about their intentions. Perhaps they're love bombing you. And by love bombing, I mean being extra super duper nice and making you think that they're somebody that they're not. And it is a way that certain personalities act in the beginning of relationships, and it's not healthy. I mean, we're all on our best behaviour at the beginning of a relationship, but love bombing is quite extreme way of being a bit over the top with it, and it can actually be a bit of a red flag. It can mean that the person isn't as genuine or as mentally stable as we'd like them to be. So that's always something to look out for. Judgment, yes. And I do want to talk about your judgment here as well, that you are quite discerning with the King of Swords. And a lot of the people watching this palm may actually be male or carry a masculine energy. That's not to say you have to be, but you may be energetically more masculine. We all have a balance of masculine and feminine energy within us, but generally most of us have one that is more dominant than the other, shall we say. So very masculine energy coming through here, despite the fact we have the moon. Yeah. It could be that you're a male or masculine energy who, you could be a woman who carries a masculine energy that's more attracted to women. And this could be a woman that's leading you astray. So equally, it could be a friendship or romantic liaison, depending on your individual circumstances. Take it as it resonates for you. But your judgment is actually on point here. I think you actually know who your friends are. You actually know the difference between somebody who is genuine and somebody who is not, because I think you've been there, done that. I think you've experienced relationships and friendships that were not good for you in the past. Which is probably why you're going to recover so quickly from whatever's happening here. Whatever somebody is trying to do to get one up over you or to manipulate you or perhaps to extort something out of you in some way, shape or form. And by extort, not necessarily money or property. It could be love or, physicality, shall we say, without getting banned from YouTube. It could be somebody very spiritual as well. So I will say, look out for gurus. I say this a lot. You don't need a guru. If somebody calls themselves a guru, and they're not like part of a guru's Sikh. Is that part of the Sikh faith originally? Where does it come from? I'm not sure. But unless they literally come from, the original religion that talks about gurus, from India. I believe it's India. Someone correct me in the comments. I don't know. But they call themselves a guru, Be very cautious because you don't need a guru. And a lot of people will put themselves on a pedestal and demand that you worship them, okay? And in the spiritual space, there is no place for that, okay? Not in my opinion, anyway. There are some people in the spiritual, particularly what we might call the New Age community. I don't like that name. I don't resonate with it particularly. But those of us on our spiritual path, who are aware of our soul's growth and our soul's path, shall we say, we need a new name. We need a new name for that. I'm going to try and come up with one. I'll see what my guides give me. You will find these people who put themselves on the pedestal and say, right, I'm the all-knowing guru. You all have to do what I say. And I always say to be very, very wary of that. Very wary of those people, because some of them can be very selfish and exploitative and narcissistic. I've encountered a few of them myself, and generally they tend to be male as well, the exploitative ones. The women, not so much. The men who are very psychic or very gifted, very spiritually gifted, a lot of them are gay, and that's actually a really good thing, because the ones that aren't can be an absolute nightmare. Speaking as a woman. Maybe the gay men can chime in here and tell me what the gay ones are like, because I don't know. Obviously, I don't have any experience of that, not being a gay man myself. But certainly the straight men, they can be very, they can be a bit of a liability, shall we say. Some of them are very exploitative. Some of them are quite downright dangerous, shall we say, for women. So beware. Right. Yeah. But there is a higher calling here. There is a purpose to this situation. It is all part of your soul's growth. And I feel as well, anyone who tries to exploit or deceive you at this time, you will find them out reasonably quickly. And you will also, I think, what are the words? Having trouble getting the words out. That could be a connection to somebody as well, having trouble getting your words out, having trouble speaking. Because I want to say it's familiar. You've been here before. You've been in this situation before. Perhaps not with this person, but you've experienced this sort of deception before. So I think you'll get there quite quickly, just like my rhubarb picking itself back up again off the ground. And I don't know how it did that. I really, really don't. I will go out and cut some later and have some rhubarb crumble, probably. Oh, hello, Bedford. Hello, birdie. Have you come to see pile one? Well, isn't that nice? Look out, here he comes. He's about to appear. Hello. Come on, then. Come on. Come say hello to pile one. No? You're just going to stand there? Well, I'll have to turn the camera around then, aren't I? Hello, pile one, says Bedford. I'm in charge. I'm here to exploit everyone. Thanks, Bedford. Right. Let's get back to our cards, if we can. Thanks, Betty. Yeah, not exactly helping there. Okay, that's not the most helpful influence. Okay, and not all influences are helpful, as we know. Okay, all right. But it does feel like a lot of the things happening in your life right now, pile one, regardless of what they are. Thanks for the fur, Bedford. He just had a scratch and got fur everywhere. Messy boy. It does feel like a lot of the things happening in your life right now may be repetitious. They may be almost like a repeat performance of situations you've been through before, but with different people and different circumstances, but the same themes. And you're seeing it very quickly and you're understanding that you've already learned those lessons and that you are moving up, shall we say, spiritually. There's this marker of spiritual growth here with this very feminine, pinky, magenta, yellow energy coming through here, which is the higher chakras. It's very spiritual energy coming through, very feminine. So there's certainly a message here of integration of those lessons. And it does feel like it may just be Spirit's way of showing you how much you've grown. Okay, it doesn't feel like you need to learn the lesson again, if that makes sense. Sometimes a situation will pop up again just to show us that we've learned the lesson, just to show us that we're done with it. And it kind of gives us a bit of reassurance. And it's almost like getting your report card back, getting your essay back with a mark on it. A grade, sorry, for my American people. So you have passed the test and you will pass this one as well. So I want to say not to worry. Not to worry, just pay attention, listen to those speaking the truth. The truth will out. It always does. Although there are naive people around you, I feel. I think a lot of people actually look up to you, part one. Still haven't got my camera quite straight, have I? A lot of people actually look up to you. And I think they always have done. You know, this is not something that has anything to do with age. This is to do with wisdom. You're somebody that people have always said, you know, you were an old head on young shoulders, or you were very wise. You know, you understood and knew things that, you know, they found particularly surprising, that maybe they didn't know. Bedford's tail. Thanks, Bedford. Yeah, people look to you for guidance. Stop that. People look to you for guidance. And there is the message as well, of course, that yes, people will look to you for guidance, but you have to remember you don't know everything either. So that's the flip side here of the coin, if you like. We don't know everything. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know that it says on my Instagram profile, spiritual teacher. That's how I introduce myself to people. And a lot of people don't understand what I mean by that. Do I have a qualification? Well, not an earthly one, no. I just pass on what my spirit guides tell me. You know, and in essence, I'm a glorified radio set. You know, and I don't always have that the level of clarity that a radio set has either. I do my best. But what's important to remember is I'm just here to help you learn. I'm not here to have all the knowledge. I don't have all the knowledge. Absolutely, of course I don't. How could I? I'm here to just nudge you and perhaps show you where the next step is. You know, and if I've done that, then I've done my job. And that's what I mean by that. And if somebody comes in and says, oh, they've got all their experience, this experience, they're so clever and knowledgeable and they know everything, and, you know, be very wary. And I'm sure you are anyway, if you're watching this video, if you're a part of this community, a part of this soul group who's drawn to watch my videos, then I'm sure you already know that. It's just a little reminder. But there's also nothing wrong with telling people that you can help and teach them, because I can impart what I've learned. You know, I can always impart what I've learned. I teach Reiki, of course. You guys know, some of you will be my Reiki students. At the moment, you can actually purchase my Reiki 1 course on my website for a small fee, which can all be done at a distance. It's a book and a video on YouTube, which will actually do the attunement for you. So there's that. Of course, we can teach. We can teach what we know. We can impart our experience. It doesn't mean we know everything, and it doesn't mean that we are the arbiter of truth. But we can certainly impart knowledge and wisdom, and we should. And we should. So I have a connection to ballet here as well with the Judgment card. It's just the way she's jumping and the way she's standing on her toes there is reminiscent of ballet to me. It could be a connection for somebody there. Maybe you're literally a judge in some sort of ballet competition. Okay, let's get a couple more cards here. Oh, thanks, Bedford. 2 of Cups. Ah, yes, romantic connection. So for some of you, it definitely is a romantic connection. Perhaps that's something you're waiting for at the moment. Perhaps you are waiting to find the right person. Maybe you've been waiting for a while. It does feel like it's coming. It is there in your near future. That balanced connection will come in. Yes, I feel for some of you, you've been asking specifically for that. There is an energy of anticipation with 3 of Wands, of planning, of manifesting, of asking for something for the future, of being clear, having the clarity of what it is that you want to do and achieve. And it could be a friendship for other people, but there is this soul connection I see coming in here. And I like how this card came on top of the moon. Once we are out of this mystical, hidden, somewhat confusing energy, this connection comes in and it's very clear. There's real clarity about who this person is and what their intentions actually are for you, which are very positive and good. So it could be a friend, a colleague. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection. The 2 of Cups very often is, but it doesn't have to be. You may already be in a committed relationship and not looking for that. It's whatever you've been looking and waiting for, that supportive connection, supportive relationship, friend, colleague, whatever it is, coming in for you and coming in on the heels of something quite negative. But it's almost like this is where the tide turns. This is where things change, where you move into calmer waters, I want to say, energetically. So really nice things coming up for you. And this is reasonably short term, I want to say. So we're kind of looking over the next 8 months here, I want to say, Pile 1. This is reasonably short term. Let's bring in some fairies. Fairy oracle. I will quickly look at these off camera before I put them down, because some of them are not YouTube friendly. Bear with me. I have my sensor shell over here. Right. That's okay. She's covering her boobs. Right. Self-reliance. Let's just cover up this fairy's butt. Visualization. Seriously, all these fairies are naked, and they're not in this deck. Most of them actually have clothes on, by the way. But the ones I'm pulling for you are naked. Maybe there's a connection here. Oh my goodness, that's a naked cherub one, but I think it's kind of dark enough that you can't see, so I don't think I'll get in trouble for that. Parenting and children, okay. Yeah, lovely. Lovely cards. Okay, so there's a certain amount of nudity here, which can represent purity and innocence, but also being very vulnerable and bearing all. So, yeah, there is this need here to be vulnerable, I think, and this could be why this connection is coming in for you, to be very supportive and helpful. Also a reminder that you actually do have all the tools yourself. You already have the knowledge. You have access to the knowledge yourself, spiritually speaking. You can reach up to your spirit guides, to your higher self when you need to know something, when you need guidance. You don't have to look outside of yourself. It's not always necessary to look externally. Sometimes you need to look inside, and that's where you'll see it. And with visualization, there is quite a strong nudge here to do some manifesting. Oh, that's interesting. I was going to say meditation, but my guides put the word manifesting through instead. So I'm going to take both to do some meditation and manifesting, visualization, thinking about what it is that you would like. Bedford's, are you jumping up again? No, good boy. Yes. And with parenting and children, I mean, for some of you, this could be literal. You know, if you are parents, I mean, we're all children. We're all the child of someone, aren't we? Whether we know them or not, or if they're around or in our lives. Thanks, Bedford. Thank you very much. It could also be a connection to your own children or to somebody else's children. You know, if you're a teacher, or perhaps some sort of guide or someone who takes care of children. But it could also be the kind of parent-child relationship that we kind of have with spirit as well, in the nicest possible way, and with the angels, because they do see us like children. The angels see us like toddlers bumping around, running into things, jumping when we shouldn't be jumping, hitting ourselves on sharp objects. What toddlers do. Not very. Well, no, it's not fair to say not very bright. Bedford, stop getting hair on everything. Thanks. Goodness me. Yes. He just had a scratch and got fur all over everything, which is unusual for him because normally Bedford doesn't really molt. He is a low shed breed, being a Bengal. Just give me a look now. Stop giving Mummy a look. He's supposed to be low shed, so he doesn't actually normally have a lot of fur come off him. Big yawn. But he is today, so he must be molting. It's a change of season. And perhaps that's what it is for you, a change of season. Maybe there's a change of season in your life happening right now. I'll just keep the camera on Bedford because he's so gorgeous. And Bedford's something like a child to me as well, in some ways. But in other ways, he's not. Because he is an adult cat, and he knows his own mind and he knows what he wants to do. So I feel there is a message of be clear about what it is that you want to do and achieve, and remember that you don't need other people to give you permission or to help you to do it. You actually know how to do and achieve things by yourself. And I want to say that the spiritual resources are already there for you. But there is, regardless, there is this supportive connection coming in, or may have already come in for you. But I want to go kind of over the next 8 months. That's the time scale I'm getting for most people. So see where that goes for you. Mark your calendar and see if that's relevant to you. I moved my tea so I didn't get cat fur in it. Okay. Let's finish off with a messenger oracle card, and then we'll get some letters, some charms. Oh, Bedford's gone out the cat flap, and some zodiac signs as well, just as a bit of extra confirmation for you guys. All right, maybe some extra messages in there as well. Let's take one of these. Oh, look at that. It's like a little bat cat. Know you belong. Number 19. 1910-1. The individual being guided by higher wisdom, leading us on to change and new beginnings. There's number 19, numerologically. Gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that an unusual creature as well? It's kind of like a cross between a dragon and a cat. Absolutely beautiful, very esoteric energy here, but reminding you that yes, you belong spiritually. You belong in this world, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. And believe me, I know it doesn't, especially right now. It feels insane. And yes, you belong in the spirit realms as well. You belong in the community of your spirit guides and your soul group. There is a real sense of feeling at home within yourself. And if you don't have that right now, I know that your spirit guides would like you to have that feeling, would like you to find that again, would like you to go within to meditate and find that feeling of being at home within yourself and remembering who you truly are and that you are safe and that you are home regardless of what's going on in the human world, because none of this is really real. It's an experience that we're having right now, and a lot of the time right now it sucks. But it's not what is ultimately real, because the only thing that's really real is love. And I know it's easy to say that and it can sound very glow, but I really genuinely don't mean it to. I mean that on a very deep level. On the day-to-day, of course, there are all sorts of things that we have to deal with in this 3D reality, which are very difficult and challenging, and we're told this is why we're here, to experience them, and perhaps that is true. Perhaps that's true for you, perhaps it's not. And that's okay. But all is well. You are safe. You are loved. You are adored by your spirit team by your angels, and I want you to just know that. Okay. All right, let's get some letter tiles. Let's see what we've... Oh dear, better cover up the fairy butt. Don't want to get banned from YouTube. Goodness me, I've only just come back. Right, let's get a few letter tiles. These could be initials. They could be place names or words that connect to you or people around you or people in places and things. We have U, A, I, R, air. Oh, it's a blank tile. That can be any letter. O. Oh, I like how some of these are standing up. This doesn't normally happen when I get them out. So there's something about standing up, because I kept talking about my rhubarb standing up, didn't I? So maybe you're standing up to be counted at the moment. Maybe you're taking part in a movement or something. Maybe you're standing up and being seen and heard. H-A-I, C-B. Okay. Maybe someone has the hiccups. Interesting. All right. For some reason, I get Whoopi Goldberg going through here, the actress. To be fair, I have been watching the next Star Trek Next Generation recently, and she is in that. So, but some of those letters just jumped out at me, so maybe there's a connection to her or to some of her work. Okay. Bic, like Bic pens. Hooper. Harper. Harper and Queen. Wasn't that like a magazine? Like a fashion magazine or something, a bit like Vogue back in the day. I don't remember ever seeing it, but I know it existed. Okay, air. Maybe there's a flight coming up. Maybe you'll be traveling on an aeroplane. Okay. Oops, maybe someone's made a mistake. I used to go to a repairer for my car called Oops. And no, for the record, I didn't crash it. Someone else did. Okay. Someone else crashed into me. It wasn't my fault. Right. RPG. Role-playing game. Computer games. Yeah, role-playing games connection for somebody there. Okay. Don't ask me to name any. I'm not good at that. Okay. I have the name Alice, Hallie, Hattie, Betty, Bryce, Grace, Cooper, Rafe, Ronald, Price. Okay. All right, you can always take a screenshot of this and see what else jumps out for you. Let's get some charms. Oops. All right, we have, this is a halfpenny, which was found, this is actually from a shipwreck off Cornwall. This is, let's see the year on this halfpenny. This is 1886. This is an actual coin. It's a little bit worn because it was underwater for a long time and it's rather old now, but this was recovered from a shipwreck, and this has Queen Victoria on the back because it's a rather old one. Okay, so halfpenny, there could be a connection to Britain, obviously. This is an English coin, British coin. To the Victorian era, perhaps. So there's Britannia on the front. 1886 might be a year where something interesting happened in your family. We have a nautical theme going on here because we've got a ship's wheel. We have some glasses. We have a dragon, like our dragon kitty we were just looking at. We have an owl. For me, very often that's a connection to goddess Athena. Wisdom. We have this gorgeous, unusual looking butterfly. We have two hearts entwined. I kind of want to put that on the Two of Cups because I feel there's a romantic connection very strongly for someone here. And this big heart, that I kind of want to put it around them. I want to put them together in there. We have an anchor as well. Very strong nautical theme, but it could also be feeling anchored, feeling supported, like you have a strong base. Oh, there's a monkey. I don't think that monkey's ever come out before. I could be wrong, but I don't remember ever seeing this monkey. Interesting. Okay, we have For some reason I want to say a figure of 8 and it's the infinity symbol, but it is also a figure of 8, so it does represent the number 8 as well. And 8 is numerologically the number that represents infinity, of course. There is a strong connection there, you know, it's not just a coincidence. And a clothes hanger, so there could be a connection to fashion, because I did name a fashion magazine, didn't I? Harper and Queen, is that what it was called? Someone tell me in the comments, because I'm not that old, so I don't remember. So fashion or clothes, there's a connection for somebody there as well. All right, let's get some zodiac signs. Now, don't worry if none of these are yours, you know, or in your big three, so your sun sign, your moon sign, or your ascendant. It could be somebody else, or it could just be representative of the energy right now. So let's get some zodiac signs. Scorpio. Scorpio again, okay. Pisces and Virgo. So they are our zodiac signs. Okay, so with the two Scorpios there, it could be that you and somebody else are the same sign, or you could both be Scorpios there. I'm just going to, I'm not. I was going to re-roll one of the Scorpios, because I tend to do that if I get two of the same sign in a reading. We take that and then we roll again as well to get another sign. But my guides just told me no, we're not doing that. So there we go. We've just got double Scorpio energy. All right. So, my pal ones, I hope that was useful. I hope it was interesting, informative. Please tell me how it resonates for you. Please do feel free to leave a comment if that resonates for you, but don't feel obliged to. If you don't want to share, you don't have to. Please do remember to like and subscribe, however, if you haven't already. Share this video with a friend. You can also hype this video, which is a new feature which helps other people to find my videos, so I would really appreciate it if you can do that, please. Do remember that you can also watch pile 2 and or pile 3 if you feel drawn to those. There could be messages in there for you as well. Until then, thank you so much for joining me, sending you so much love, so much joy, so much beauty, and wishing you all the good things in life. Please take very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and welcome, Bedford. Well, that was quite a moment to make your entrance, wasn't it, Bedford? It just came charging through the cat flap as I introduced your pile. All right, we know you're a Bengal. I could probably jump up on the table in a minute. You've been fed, big fibber. Big fibber. Okay, I'll give you a treat. I'm just going to pause the video to give Bedford a treat. So there could be a connection there for somebody. It could literally be cats. It could be Bengal cats, or it could just be somebody being very demanding and demanding treats. And maybe that person's you. There we go. Bedford is eating away. I put one of those yogurt treats on top of his wet food, which is basically tuna, his favourite thing in the world, and he's very happy about it. You may be able to hear him eating because he's quite a noisy eater. For more of that sort of content, please go over to Bedford's channel, which is Bedford the Bengal, and it will be linked on the homepage of this channel. Or just Google Bedford Bengal. It should come up quite high in the search results. Anyway, and Bedford says, maybe it's you that needs a little treat. Maybe you haven't had one for a while. Maybe it's time to demand treats for yourself. Maybe you deserve something special or relaxing, or you need a holiday. Or maybe you're just not feeding yourself very well, or not treating yourself very well. Maybe you've been putting yourself last a little bit too often. And Bedford's concerned about that. He'd like to remind you to put yourself first once in a while. And maybe more than once in a while. Maybe remember to do it on a regular basis so that you're okay, to make sure that you're getting not just your basic needs fulfilled, because that's not the point. It's not enough. And this is something that I used to struggle with, you know, when I was younger. I could make sure that my basic needs were fulfilled, just about. But I struggled to ask for anything over and above that because I felt like I wasn't deserving of it, or it was somehow bad or naughty or selfish to ask for more than what I actually just needed to survive. You know, and a lot of us are like that. A lot of us are stuck with a mindset like that, which usually comes from childhood for one reason or another. Feeling that it's wrong to ask for more than the bare essentials, than, you know, rock bottom bare necessities. Yeah. And that's where I want to start with this reading. So you picked the Tarot of the Curious Creatures, which I really like, which is very crazy, very zany pictures in here. And You don't have a crystal, you have, or a shell, you have an almond in its shell. So I suppose we have a shell, we have a nut. These are quite difficult to crack. Almonds I find quite difficult to actually open, which is why I still have some in my bowl of nuts. Probably from, were these from Christmas? Yeah, these were from Christmas. I was trying to remember if they were from last Christmas. No, it's actually this Christmas. But not that old. But they are quite difficult to crack. They're very, very tough nuts. So I feel that about you. You are tough, and maybe you don't open up very easily. Maybe that's something that you struggle with. Almonds I'm now very fond of. I never used to eat that many of them. I wasn't that bothered about almonds as like a snack. But during pregnancy, I found that I had horrific heartburn, and the only thing that worked to get rid of it and not wanting to take any medication was almond milk. And I was making it myself and buying it, but homemade stuff is so much nicer. So I made friends with almonds, and eating almonds as well will actually help to cure heartburn. So that was wonderful. Kept that under control. Very, very helpful. And it's very nice as well. Look up the nutritional values, nutritional information for almonds as well, because there may be a little nudge for you to make sure you're getting certain nutrients there. So that's something to look into as well if that resonates for you. Make sure you're getting all your nutrition. Okay. Or maybe you need to eat some almonds. I don't know, as long as you're not allergic to them, for heaven's sake. Don't go into an anaphylactic shock and then show up at A&E and say, well, this tarot reader on YouTube said I should eat some almonds, but and I thought I'd do that, although I'm allergic. I don't want to hear that, okay? Don't you be doing that. That would be silly. Okay. Because I feel like I have to say that, because there's always one. Right. And that is the world we live in, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's find out what messages your guides have for you today, what they would like you to know, what your angels would like to say to you, your spirit team, your higher self, what you need to know, what messages there are for you. Okay, 8 of Swords. Oh dear. Okay, the card of holding oneself back unnecessarily. That's a shame. I do like the rockabilly skirt going on here. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Bedford is leaving the room. 5 of Wands. Well, 5s are quite tricky energy generally. Numerologically, 5 is the mind. So I feel perhaps you've been getting stuck in your head, maybe stuck in thoughts going around in circles, because these are cards of struggle. These are difficult cards. Thankfully, the number 5 energy is only temporary when it shows up in tarot. But it is about challenges and struggles and difficulties and things that we have to overcome. Generally not very much fun. This panda doesn't look very, very happy, does she? She sat there with a pile of straw, which doesn't look very appetising. And of course, pandas can't eat straw. They can only eat bamboo. And it seems like the bamboo forest is outside of the window, and she's stuck in this room, this cage, whatever it is that she's in. There's like one piece of bamboo here, but that's only decoration. She can't eat that. What she really wants is out there. What she really needs is out there. She's stuck. There's certainly an energy of feeling stuck, of feeling unable to access what it is that you would like, that you want, and perhaps what you need at the moment as well. So maybe, as I was saying at the beginning, you know, about getting your basic needs met, maybe you're struggling to even get that met at the moment. Maybe there's a real push-pull, I want to say, between different aspects of yourself. Maybe you feel like you're having to put other people, places, things first and putting yourself last, and it's just really not working because it feels like it's breaking your spirit right now, pile 2. And take that however it resonates for you. That might be something big, might be something small in your life. But there is this sense of being out of place. And I'm looking at the clothing. There's a lot of black and red clothing here. Very basic colours. Black being a very protective colour to wear. Makes you kind of disappear. It's a colour of protection. And red being literally the root chakra, so it's that which keeps us alive. It's survival, so it's having to protect oneself just to survive. But here we have the 2 hyenas fighting over the stick, or the wand, shall we say, the 5th wand. And this one's wearing very earthy colours representing survival. And then this one is wearing kind of greens and blues, which are much higher chakras, which want to be heard. The heart wants to be heard. The heart doesn't want this to be all about survival. I feel like there is a part of you that wants more from life. And I don't just mean in the general way that we all do. I mean, there is a part of you that feels like, no, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. There is a path for me. There is a situation I should be in. There is a relationship I should be in right now. And I'm not doing the things that I actually want to do. I'm just doing what I think I have to do to survive. And I'm barely surviving. Maybe you're stuck in a relationship that isn't working for you anymore. Maybe you're stuck in a job, a home, a situation where, yes, you can survive, and that's, perhaps you fared well in this situation in the past. Maybe it wasn't so bad when it started out. Maybe it was all right. Maybe it was good. But it does feel like there's a set of circumstances in your life which is beyond its sell-by date, which needs to go now, because it feels like you're treading water. It feels like you're on a treadmill. You're not getting anywhere. It's like, what's the saying? A rocking chair gives you something to do, but you don't get anywhere. It's like you're moving. You might be burning calories, but you're not progressing. You're not moving forwards. You're still sat down in the same place, but you feel like you're working just to stay in that one place. So it feels like working, paddling really hard just to stay standing still. Perhaps swimming against the tide, paddling against a current. Those are the images that come to mind for me. So there is a sense of struggling and just not getting anywhere with it. So working very hard and not achieving anything, it's frustrating. Or only achieving small wins, small goals. Feeling stuck in life, but the truth is you're holding yourself back, and I think you know that if this is your pile. So, yeah, it is time to stop fighting. Stop fighting the second hyena, because he has a point. Listen to him. Get down off the wands and listen. Have a conversation. Find out what wisdom he has to impart for you. Yeah. There is a sense as well of always having been a little bit different to everyone else, of always having had your own ideas about things. Maybe your fashion sense is a little bit different, a little bit zany or unusual. Perhaps you like to do things in a different way to everybody else. Maybe you do feel like you're the panda stuck in the stable with the straw, and you're like, nobody understands me. I can't eat straw. I'm a panda. Why can't people see that? But people don't understand. I think a lot of people in your life have not understood who you were, do not understand who you are, and it may be difficult to thrive in your current circumstances. And this is what we're talking about. It's not just about survival, it's about thriving, as Bedford told us when he came in and demanded a treat on his food. He didn't need a treat. He had plenty of food down there. He has dry food, he has tuna, but he wanted a treat. And so he asked for it most vociferously because he's a Bengal. He's a very loud meower when he wants to be. And I do say when he wants to be, because most of the time he's very quiet. But when he wants something, he has a pair of lungs on him. And he would like you to remember that too. You have a voice. Maybe it's time for that voice to be heard. Okay. Let's just add up the numbers there. So we've got 2 5s, which is 10, and then an 8. So we have 18. So 18, 9. So, wow. Yeah. It's exhaustion. I mean, I feel exhausted at number 18 when I tune into that number for you guys. It feels like exhaustion. It feels like going over and over and over the same routine. Or maybe you don't feel like you're in control of your life. Maybe it feels like you're just going through the motions. That's what 18 is like, going through the motions. The negative aspect of this number is going through the motions, being led by life, not feeling that life happens to you rather than you being in control of it. That's what I want to say. But it reduces to 9. 1 and 8. Reduces to 9, which is about wisdom, but it's also the last card in a sequence. When we get to a 9, we're about to start a new... what's the word? It can be a new decade, a new set of 10. I need a word for that. Anyway, a new cycle. We start at 0 again, we go to 10, we go to 20, we go to 30, we start a new cycle. So when we get to 9, we're on the precipice, we're on the cusp of that new cycle. And I feel that's where you are right now. You're on the cusp of a new cycle, and there could be some fear here, and that might be why you're stuck at the 8 of Swords energy of holding yourself back and going, no, I can't see what's coming next. I'm just going to stay here because this is what is known. I know this. I may be stuck in a rut, but it's a very comfortable rut, and I know this rut. much as it's actually not very comfortable at all, and I'm always whinging about how I want to get out of it and change things. I'm not going to, because this is what is known. This is what I know, this is what I'm comfortable doing. This is what I feel I'm good at. To do anything else would be striking out anew, would be stepping out of my comfort zone, and I don't want to do that. Yeah. But you must. And at number 9, there is this sense of hesitancy. Yes, at number 9, we can say, oh, look at me, I'm the hermit now, I'm the expert, I'm the wise old man, I know everything about 0 to 8, I've reached 9, I know this cycle. Well, yes, you do, but the hermit doesn't know 10. He hasn't reached that energy yet. He knows it exists, he knows what it is, but he has yet to experience it. He certainly doesn't know 11 or 12 or 13, 14, you know, he knows 9 and he knows 0 to 8. And he feels very comfortable with that because they are known. And there is fear when we go from 9 to 10. There is reticence, there is hesitancy when we need to start the new cycle because we think, oh no, I'm going to have to start from 0 again. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a divorce that's looming and you don't want to take that step because you have to start again and you don't want to. It's exhausting. It's a lot. You know, maybe it's a new job or a new career. And much as it's something you might want to do, there's also that fear of, but I have to start over. I have to start all over again. I have to go from 0. Not sure if I want to do that. That's scary. That's painful. That's difficult. That involves struggle and striving. So there may be a lot of going back and forth in your mind, in your head right now. A lot of mental anguish and mental struggle. I want to say part 2. And perhaps struggling to speak up as well because all of a sudden my throat just went really sore for a second there and I had to take a sip of my drink. This is a different drink to what I had in pile 1. In pile 1 I had tea, which I finished. Pile 2 we have strawberry syrup, which is kind of like a squash type thing. This one's actually Polish. It's from Lidl, but it's one I used to drink when I was in France. You mix it with water, right? Okay. What else is going on here for my pile 2s? Queen of Cups, 7 of Cups, and Strength. Yeah, wanting to lead from the heart, but 7 of Cups is about choices, decisions, and confusion. So what path do we take? What do we do next? And the guidance here is to be led by the heart. With the Queen of Cups, she is a representation of emotional balance, of emotional maturity as well. So I feel like the decisions that you need to make for the next stage of your life will require emotional maturity, but also for you to balance the head and the heart here as well, because it feels like the head has had way too much influence here, which is why we got stuck with 5s, because number 5 is about the mind, the conscious mind, the human mind, the monkey mind, the lower mind, if you like to call it that. So, but the pearls of wisdom actually come from the heart and from the higher self, not just from the human ego mind. And it's important that we look at that which inspires us, that which attracts us, that we would like to follow, that we would like to do. Yeah. And we must also speak up for that which allows us to thrive and survive, because we have to remember that we're barely living if we're not happy. Okay, we're not living if we're not happy. We are barely surviving. Okay, people who are unhappy won't live very long. We've seen that. It's important. Your happiness matters. It's important. It is not secondary. It is of primary importance. Okay. I'm getting a Star Trek connection come in here as well. I just had the Prime Directive come into my head, which has nothing to do with happiness, by the way. If you know what the Prime Directive is, then you're as sad as I am. But if you don't, maybe look it up. It is about non-interference. So, and I'm being summoned by a very small person upstairs, so I shall return in a moment. Okay, so I'm back. I also have my supervisor with me, who is here on my lap right now. It's her feet. I don't show her face on camera. But she's very good at asking for what she wants. And she won't settle for any less either. And believe me, we all know about it if she doesn't get it. So she has promised to be quiet during the rest of the reading, but there may be some inevitable baby noises because newborns are quite noisy. So maybe it's time for you to be noisy. Stop holding it in. Stop being quiet for no reason. Stop shrinking and hiding your light under a bushel. It's just not necessary. It's quite unnecessary. You can be your true self. You can make the grunts and the noises. It doesn't matter. It's okay to stand up and be counted and for people to see you right now. And with the Strength card, it's interesting because this seems to be an indication that you're actually a very strong person. You're actually a very determined person as well when you put your mind to it, but perhaps you struggle when it comes to things for you. Maybe you're very good at doing things for other people or prioritising other people's desires, you know, and you're happy for other people to have the things that they would like, that they desire, and go over and above their basic needs, the bare minimum. But perhaps you struggle with that for you. Oh, bless you. But choices and decisions, yes, you need to decide what you're going to do. You need to decide to do this. It's not good enough to hope that change appears in your life all by itself, because it won't. It won't. We will hold ourselves back until we make a choice to do something differently. Yeah, occasionally fate will intervene, you know, occasionally the universe will actually do something and there'll be a big life change. It forces something to be different, but we shouldn't be waiting for that. We should be taking our own action. We should be doing something. And I've just noticed the Strength card is holding the figure of 8, infinity symbol here, and that actually came up in the charms at the end of pile 1. So there could be some messages in pile 1 for you as well, if that resonates. Pop on over to that reading after this one. So let's get some more cards. 8 of Cups. Yes, leaving something behind, moving forwards. This is kind of the breakup card as well, the 8 of Cups. Leaving behind that which does not make your soul sing. That's how you make your choice. That's how you are led by the heart. You leave behind the thing that you no longer want to be involved with, whether it's a relationship, a job, a situation, a home, a country. You know, you might want to emigrate. You might want to move somewhere. Just move that onto camera. There we go. But it is leaving something behind and moving on, going to pastures new. And I really like the 8 of Cups. It can be such a dynamic energy, leaving behind that which needs to be left behind. And that is very important. Alongside the Knight of Cups, yes, moving forwards with purpose, being led by the heart. Literally, look, the heart is dangling on a fishhook here and he's following it. Rose in mouth. Absolutely entranced by this beautiful heart here on the white horse, of representing purity and pure desire. But also there's no there's no what's the word for it? No ulterior motive here. It is pure. The desire is pure. Very nice horse as well, very pretty. I like that. And notice we have all cups at the bottom here. We have the 8 of Cups, the 7 of Cups. With the 7 going to 8, to me that speaks of progression as well, of being confused and then deciding to walk away from that which no longer works and towards that which lights us up, and using the wisdom of our heart and our life experience to date. And yes, it will take strength, it will take drive and determination to do that, because perhaps there are some things that you have to say no to. Perhaps there are some people that you have to say no to who are not used to you saying no to them. Oh, that fall off my lap. That wouldn't be a good look. There we go. Yeah, and that can be difficult. But the Strength card is also a very gentle energy here. If you look, it's a sheep. Okay. But it's time to stand up and be counted. You are not a sheep. You don't go with the herd. You're the black sheep. You know, the metaphorical black sheep. And look at this beautiful clothing that this person is wearing. It's a very soft jumper and this lovely, what looks like a silk skirt in that gorgeous peachy colour. Those lovely spring flowers. So it's a very gentle energy. You can be strong and gentle. You know, you don't have to be nasty about it. You don't have to be mean about it. but you do have to be assertive, and you do have to stick to your guns with the number 8 energy here, which is about longevity, which is about consistency. That's the word I was looking for. You have to keep going at number 8. So when you say, right, I'm going to do this, you need to do it. Okay? Otherwise we find ourselves stuck and we keep doing that instead. So if you're going to do something, it's time to, as we say, pierce or get off the pot. That moment's coming. Part 2, that moment is absolutely coming. So let's get some fairy cards here. I'm going to tip them out. I'm working one-handed now. Okay. Oops. Well, that one wants to come out for starters. Miracle healing, peace of mind, and raise your standards. Yes, yes, that's basically back to the beginning of the reading. Let me move this one so you can actually see the words. There we go. So miracle healing, peace of mind, and raise your standards. Yes, expect better. Ask for better. Ask for better for yourself. Don't just accept bare minimum, okay? You can have the things you want, and this miracle healing card does talk to me about you doing your own healing and perhaps reaching a stage where you are ready to move on because you have healed within. You've healed your emotions, you've healed your mind, you know, you've healed from past trauma or hurt or injuries that made you believe that you were not worthy of more, perhaps connected to your childhood. Very often that's where these things stem from, or sometimes from past lives. But you know that you're worth more, you know that you deserve more, you're no longer prepared to accept less, and maybe there has been some physical healing for you as well on this journey. Maybe that's been a part of it. Oh, excuse you. It's a little burp. Perhaps that has been necessary. Perhaps it has seemed miraculous to you that you're now in a different place, that you are a different person now to the person that you were before, who always held yourself back. And there is huge possibility here. This is very much a card of the world being your oyster, that you can achieve the things that you desire, not just the bare minimum to get by, and that you can let go of worry and anxiety and depression, and perhaps these mental difficulties are in your past. You know, perhaps they're still part of your present, but I feel like either they won't be as serious for long, or you are dealing with them. You're doing well at this. You can feel calmer. Also a nudge to go out in nature here with this particular card, because look at all the trees and plants. It looks like she's going for a lovely walk somewhere, but it also looks like she's left the path or she's just perhaps found the path, met back up with the path again. So perhaps spiritually you are just getting back on track with your own spiritual path. That could be quite a strong message for somebody as well. And it is about having more, expecting more. Perhaps an old dream from when you were younger, or from childhood, when you believed that you could have anything, when you believed that you could achieve anything. I certainly remember thinking, oh, well, when I grow up, I'll be able to do this and I'll be able to do that. And certainly as a younger adult, it absolutely was not possible for me to do any of those things. And I started to believe that there were things that I was never going to be able to achieve. And it's only since I've been older and I've done a lot of healing work for myself. And let's not kid ourselves, you know, world circumstances haven't been the easiest either for my generation and those that came after me. But I am reaching a point now where I am able to begin to manifest those things, and I feel more positive and hopeful than I did for some time, certainly in the past. And you know, you always hope that you'll achieve the things that you want, but it's easy to fall into despair when the world seems so difficult and everything seems to be pitted against you, you know, and money isn't worth what it used to be, and things are just so much more expensive and difficult, and it can be very challenging to get through that, very demoralising as well, particularly if we come from a home or an environment or a community where we're told that our desires don't matter and that we shouldn't have them. Perhaps, you know, that it's selfish to want more than the bare minimum. Okay, let's get a messenger oracle card. Heed your dreams. Yes, go after the things that it is that you actually want. Go after your dreams. Pay attention to what lights you on fire. Pay attention to that which you dream about. And I want to say daydream rather than night dream. There could be a message here about actually paying attention to your dreams at night time as well right now. That could be a message for you. There could be psychic messages, spiritual messages coming through from your guides right now. But we have day and night time on this card, so I want to talk about your daydreams as well. Pay attention to them. Listen to that which you daydream about, because that will reveal... that would be quite revelatory, I think, for some people watching. For some of my pile twos, it will give you some clues into what it is that you actually desire, what it is that you actually want, particularly if you're struggling with that, if you've forgotten the things that you want, or, you know, our desires change over time anyway, so something we wanted when we were 8 years old isn't necessarily going to be what we want now. It might be if it's a pony and you're me, but yeah, there are some things that we continue to want. And there are other things, you know, desires and choices and things that we would like that do change over time. And we have a very dreamy number 17 on this card as well. Very dreamy energy with the mystical energy leading you. Allow yourself to be guided by your intuition, by that mystical aspect of self, the non-rational aspects which want to come in, which want to give you nudges and whisper in your ear and tell you, don't do that today, try doing this, go here, to talk to that person. You know, the nudge, the whisper of intuition is very much here for you right now, taking you back to, I want to say back to a more instinctive aspect of self. Yes, getting you back in touch with an instinctive aspect of you that perhaps you've had to repress in order to fit in with society and do the things you have to do. So maybe you've been relying too much on your conscious mind, like we were talking about with the hyenas up here. Okay, so my assistant has gone back to bed. She's pooped. So we are now going to get a few extra messages, a bit of confirmation. We're going to use our astrology dice, and these could be signs in your big three or just signs influencing your situation at the moment. So by big three, I mean your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant. So let's take a look, see what energies we have. We have Gemini, Pisces, Libra, and Scorpio energies coming through here. Now let's get some letter tiles. See what we've got here, see what messages want to come through with the letter tiles. So these could spell out names, they could be initials, places, people, places and things, workplaces, for example. There's a lot of A's there. A. Isn't triple A like the AA? So triple A in America is kind of like our AA over here. And of course, being Americans, they have to have an extra A because of course they do. So AAAB, I. See? That's funny because I actually got Bic pens in from the letter tiles in pile 1. That's quite funny. But also the BIC, the Bournemouth International Centre, is coming through to me. That's a fun place to go. Okay, I used to go swimming there in the summer when I was little because they had a swimming pool that had a wave machine, and that was quite something. N-E-T, net. Maybe you play netball. Maybe you're caught in a net. Maybe you're on the net. All right. Let's move some of these around. Oh, a blank tile. That can be anything. All bets are off. We had a blank tile in pile 1 as well. It's actually quite unusual that the blank tiles come out when I use these. So that's interesting. I'm going to get a couple more. G, E, I. Let's get a couple more. O. Lots of vowels here, not so many consonants. Maybe these are just noises and sounds, just like my assistant was making a moment ago. Okay. I better get in trouble for saying this word, but I have the word bitch coming through. And remember, everyone, YouTube, that means a female doggy. It's not always a rude word. Okay. Maybe somebody breeds dogs here. Maybe someone's dog has had puppies. Okay. Binge. Tick. TikTok. Tic Tac. The Tic Tacs, they're great, aren't they? Okay, let's see what else comes. I have the name Aaron as well, because that starts with a double A. GE, the company, was it General Electric? Massive company, aren't they? I. Interesting, we have 3 eyes. It's like 3 eyes. What do I want? What about me? 3 A's. What is it that you want? I want a fill in the blank. It's almost like there's an invitation here to ask for something, I want to say. Okay, so the names I get coming through here, not all of them are showing all of the letters, but I'm just going to channel a few names. Gerard, Thomas, Colin, Coe, as in like Sebastian Coe? Okay, fair enough. Interesting. My guides give me things sometimes. I don't always understand them, but tell me if it resonates for you. Trot. Getting another horse riding link coming through. That's interesting. Okay. Nigel. Billy. Tilly. Okay, remember you can screenshot this and see what else jumps out at you from those letters. Now let's get some charms. Get a bit more information, confirmation messages for my pile 2. Oh, squirrel sitting on a branch with a leaf. That's an oak leaf. Okay, interesting, because we did have a nut here, didn't we? We're the almond group. So of course there's a squirrel here to eat the almond. Oh, interesting lizard, kind of like gecko energy. We have the letter O. Oh, we have this wonderful dragonfly. Peace symbol, C and D. Oh, the little rabbit from Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Are you late for something? Remember, the rabbit grabbed her hand and said, we're late. Did he grab her hand? But anyway, he kept saying, I'm late, I'm late. What are you late for? What have you not been doing that you should be doing? Hand of Fatima with the Star of Solomon. So a bit of Eastern energy coming through there. With this lovely little cat and a cute bow. It kind of reminds me of a Minnie Mouse bow. I don't think it's intended to be, but there we go. Okay. So I hope that was helpful to you, my pile 2s. I hope that some of those messages resonated. Please remember you can also watch pile 1 and you can also watch pile 3 if either of those resonate or both of those resonate, and see what messages there are for you in those piles. Please remember to leave me a comment if you'd like to share anything that jumped out for you, any messages that were for you in these readings. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend. You can also hype this video if that resonates for you. I'll see you again very soon. Please take very, very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this deck, which is the Unfolding Path Tarot, and this lovely little shell here. Isn't that adorable? Okay, let's pop our shell over here. I do love these shells. Real watery theme here with the shell obviously coming from the sea. And the water, also the lake represented here on these cards. So you might be a water sign, or you may have a strong influence of water in your chart. It may be one of your big 3. So you may have Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces as your sun sign, moon sign or ascendant. So that, again, that could be a bit of confirmation for you, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. You might just like water. You might just have picked this for a completely different reason, and that's all valid. So we are asking our spirit guides, angels, higher self today what you need to know, what messages they have for you today, pile 3. So okay, I'm drinking herbal tea now. For pile 1, I was drinking regular tea. I think it was a decaf. Pile 2, I was drinking strawberry syrup, and now I'm drinking herbal tea. So there we go. It's taken a while to record today. Again, that could be a little message or confirmation there for someone. Right, let's see what messages we have for you. 6 of Cups, nostalgia, childhood. King of Pentacles. 9 of Wands. Interesting. Okay, what are we holding on to from the past that makes us feel secure, makes us feel safe, pile 3? What are we holding on to that perhaps we don't need to? Is it a relationship? Because I'm feeling there's a... I have to say this differently so I don't get in trouble with YouTube. There's a sexual elephant element here, not an elephant. God. No one wants to see that. A musking elephant. No, I don't have any of those. Unless you happen to be an elephant keeper, in which case, great, go with it. If that's relevant for you. Yeah, but it feels like there's... Ooh. Okay, there's going to be a cohort of people watching this particular video who are in a marriage, maybe a long-term marriage that gives them a certain amount of security and maybe physical satisfaction, but that's kind of it. It's not connecting with them anymore. It's not connecting anymore. Okay, and that's not for everyone, but that is one thread that I'm picking up on here, one thread of energy. But certainly there is this nostalgic feeling like, oh, that used to be great. I used to really like that. But now I'm just kind of going through the motions. Now I'm just doing it for the sake of it because it makes me feel safe, makes me feel secure. This could be a job, a relationship, a marriage, any kind of dynamic here. It could be a dynamic within family. But it's holding you back. I want to say it's holding you back because there's a very dynamic energy here that wants to come forward, that wants more, that wants to grow, wants to evolve. But there's a sense of holding oneself back, which again was a theme in part 2 as well. So that's interesting. We're getting that theme coming up again. It's a little bit different in this pile because it might feel really quite comfortable. Okay. But there's also this dynamic energy that wants to create. I feel like you may be drawn to this if you're a creative, if you're naturally artistic or creative, you want to paint, sculpt, sing, create, write, whatever it is, however you create. You could create by designing circuits. It doesn't have to be something quote unquote artistic. But whatever it is that you do, you are an artist at it. That's what I want to say, pile 3. There's an old way of doing things that is not relevant anymore. And what's really weird, I'm just going to show you something. The way I read cards is I will look at the card and I'll work intuitively with it, as well as some of the traditional meanings, which may or may not be relevant. Sometimes I'll use the traditional meanings, sometimes I won't at all. But with this card, so we've got these lovely lilies here, orange and white lilies, and there's a funny story for me with orange and white lilies. A former co-worker of mine actually gave me some lily bulbs because they ordered some online and they got way more than they got, like 60. I think they weren't expecting that many. So they gave some to me because they didn't have the space in the garden to plant them. And their spouse said, there's better be white lilies because I hate orange lilies. And all the ones they planted around their house were orange. And they had no way of knowing because obviously they're both. But all of theirs came up orange and all of mine came up white. Which is really funny. Completely unintentional as well, but very, very funny. So anyway. But that person was not going to be watching this video because I took one of my packs of tarot cards into work one time and their reaction was, oh, don't get those things near me. So I thought, okay. So no chance of them ever seeing this. Anyhow. What's weird is when I looked at this card, it looked like she was eating whatever was in the cup, and then I looked more closely and I thought, oh my god, that's a lily. You don't eat lilies. Aren't they poisonous? They're definitely poisonous to cats. They're definitely not food for humans. But it looked like she was eating something, and you shouldn't eat lilies. That's not helpful. Now I look more closely, I see she's actually smelling it. I don't think they smell great either. You'll just get pollen on your nose and it will stain your skin. So it seems that there's something from childhood that's misguided here, that is foolish or misguided or the wrong way of doing things, because lilies don't smell good. Okay, they don't have a perfume. They do have this pollen, on the these little stems that stick out of the centre of the flower, which have like this dark red pollen that will stain your clothing, stain your skin. And they're poisonous to pets, and you definitely wouldn't eat them. So it feels almost like an old habit from childhood, or something that you learned in childhood that is misguided, I want to say. So again, that's a theme that was coming up in pile 2, but in a very different way, which is curious. So again, connection to pile 2 for some people there. So do feel free to watch that after this one, if that one resonated for you as well, and you weren't sure if you were going to watch it or not. And maybe you felt like it was a toss-up between pile 2 and pile 3. And so, yeah. Why does he look like... He looks like business manager Snoop Dogg. Doesn't he though? He looks a bit like Snoop Dogg. That's making me laugh now. I don't know why that came through, but it could be a connection for somebody to rap or that kind of music. Or to Snoop Doggy Dogg. Hilarious. This has been a crazy reading. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's a desire to take off. It's almost like these wands here, like they're being jet propelled upwards, like almost like fireworks taking off. I'm hearing Katy Perry firework now. That could be a connection to somebody. Yeah, there's this desire to be more and do more, but being prevented from doing it, but preventing yourself from doing it. There's nothing to stop you doing it. I'm just noticing on the bottom of the deck we have the Lovers here. So the Lovers indicates a choice. It's not necessarily connected to romantic relationships in any way, shape or form, but it is about choices and decisions and the things that we choose. And I'm also getting a pregnancy here as well for some people, an unexpected pregnancy, perhaps. Yeah, maybe you're in a relationship because of children, you know, maybe that's why you're still there, perhaps. Or maybe you feel your spouse or partner is still there because of children and not for good reasons. Or maybe that's uncomfortable. So it does feel like it's about survival rather than what really fires you up. There's a situation here that you're not really enamoured with anymore. That's what I want to say. Okay. And it may be a romantic relationship for some people, it may not be for others. It could certainly be a job because we have the King of Pentacles, so it could be to do with money. Money feels like it's a big factor here. Money and financial stability feels like a factor. And that's completely valid, you know, I get it. I would never say, oh no, you should leave that relationship if you literally rely on it to survive financially. I'm never going to say that because it's not my place. That'd be a terrible advice to give someone. Oh yes, make yourself homeless just because, you know, integrity. Oh great, yeah, thanks, Ellen. Okay. Three of Wands. Interesting. We had the Three of Wands. I think it was in part 2. Was it part 1 or part 2? I've seen the Three of Wands already in a different deck. Oh, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But it's very interesting now that the numbers on the cards are 3, 6 and 9. Just looking at the minor arcana right now, and not the court cards, of course. 3, 6, 9. These are some serious manifesting numbers here. It feels like you're actually a very strong manifester, and if you wanted to, you absolutely could manifest a very different situation for yourself in life. There is an opportunity here to do things differently. There is an opportunity coming up for you with the Justice card here, for your life to get into the balance that you need it to be in, that you would like it to be in, to have the opportunities for growth, for travel, for movement. It could be an opportunity to have a job in a different country, to move to a different country, emigrate, move house. There's physical movement involved here. Yeah, it feels like the universe bringing you what you've asked for. So if you've asked for a new job, a new home, you know, a house move, to travel, to emigrate, etc., it feels like the universe will respond. It will bring you a fair offer, but it needs you to meet it halfway. Okay, I just seen 11:11 on my clock here. So yeah, there's something angelically inspired that the universe is about to offer you, or maybe has already offered you, but you need to get out of your comfort zone to go get it, because it won't be around for very long. But there's a big choice that needs to be made. Oh yes, exciting new beginnings with the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, the new beginning it's there in the cards. It's available for you if you want to take it. And yes, you may have less money to start with, but it comes with a promise of prosperity, financial prosperity, emotional prosperity, happiness, joy, all the things that we wish for, all of the ingredients that we need to create the life that we want. And the devil, that which will hold us back if we listen to it rather than listening to our intuition and that which inspires us. So, it's quite difficult choosing between the star and the devil. So the star will come in and inspire us and show us what we could achieve, and remind us of our true nature as well, whereas the devil will just hold us back, put fear into our hearts and make us think that we can't actually do anything, and maybe we're better off just staying where we are, because if we don't, we might lose everything. So it does feel very much like a big decision needing to be made here for my pile threes in some aspect of life, but it's a major one. It's a major life change that is being offered or proffered here to you, and it could be wonderful if you're brave enough to take it, or if you feel able to do that. Okay, and no shade here. It's your decision. But it does feel, I get the words once in a lifetime. The universe might be about to give you a once in a lifetime offer, or it might have recently done that. It may already be your reality when you're watching this. And it's up to you whether you take it. But regardless, there is a need for change here. So there is this nudge here from your spirit guides telling you something needs to change. Something needs to be different here. You need to choose a different path. And it's up to you how you do it, when you do it, what it looks like. But it is divinely guided. There's a lot of magic here. So perhaps you are somebody who actually practices magic, higher magics or lower magics. Maybe you're an illusionist. Maybe you're that kind of magician. That's a connection for someone there as well. Maybe do card tricks or something. Which I really like, by the way. I think that's a valid form of magic, although it's not a quote-unquote real one. I really like it. So, I could watch Paul Daniels all day. Yes, Paul Daniels is dead, I think. But regardless, anyway, that's my era. Aging myself now. If you don't know who Paul Daniels is, look him up. Okay. There's a lot of major arcanas here on the table. I've got 4 of them, and then this 369 energy. There is this powerful manifesting energy here, and it is all about choices and choosing between what inspires you and what scares you. Okay. I want to talk about the shell now, because I haven't really talked about that, have I? Actually, the name Michelle might be a connection for somebody. I want to talk about hermit crabs and how they find different shells depending on how big they get. They have to find a new shell, don't they? They have to go and find a discarded shell to live in, and they measure it up and see whether it'll fit them. And it feels almost like the shell's too small for you now. It's time to find a bigger one. You are bigger, you are more than people give you credit for, than you give yourself credit for. Okay, pile 3, you are so much more than the child that you were. On some level, there's somebody keeping you down as well. And this could be a family member, a parent, a partner, a boss. Somebody's keeping you down and not allowing you to fulfill your potential on some level. Although they don't have ultimate control over you, but they have a certain amount of influence. And that influence is what is causing you to stay smaller when you could be so much more expansive. You could be achieving and doing so much more. And gaining recognition as well. I feel like your self-esteem has taken a hit. And that's why you're still playing small. You're still playing really, really, really small. Like you might be a really, really talented musician, but you decided to play really small with it instead of getting up on the world stage and being, recognized for your talent and hard work. And that's the thing with any kind of skill like being a musician, it's talent plus hard work. A lot of people seem to think, it's just talent, but they don't see the hours and hours and hours that go into working perfecting that craft, that talent, that gift, so-called gift. And maybe you received some negative messaging about that, which I've heard many times before, and I don't listen to, so people just generally, hello, Bedford. They don't even engage with me. Hello. Hello, Bedford. You can say hi? You are? Okay. Bedford doesn't have that problem because he's a cat, so he knows he's brilliant. Yes. He knows he's brilliant and gorgeous. But some of us receive this messaging that if it's a gift, you shouldn't charge money for it. Okay. And you find that a lot in the spiritual community, for example, with psychic ability. Quite early on in my journey, people used to say to me, oh, but it's a gift, so you shouldn't charge for it. And I was like, what, so I shouldn't charge for my time? So I have to live as a pauper because I'm good at something naturally? You know who else has a gift? I don't know. Maybe every single Premier League footballer is pretty gifted at what they do as well. And last time I looked, they all got paid millions and millions of pounds. And no one's saying to them, oh, well, you shouldn't charge for your football skills because it's a gift. No one says that. No one says that to them. There's this horrible double standard that when it's anything spiritual or perhaps even artistic sometimes, even painters, they get to charge money for their work. No one says, oh, you're a really gifted painter, so you shouldn't charge for that painting. Give it to me for free. What? that is something I really hate about this line of work sometimes. Although that type of people, they're not drawn to me anymore. They are not drawn to me. Energetically, we are not a match. So I don't tend to have a problem with them anymore. They just don't show up on my path. They did at first when I was fearful about charging money for my gifts or for asking people to pay for readings more than a fiver. I was scared to ask for £10. But that was a long time ago, and that's something that I've had to heal from and integrate within myself and make my peace with. Are you scratching yourself? You want more food? You're going to eat that, okay. So, yeah, but for you, Part 3, there could have been some messaging in your past about how much money you were allowed to charge or receive for things. Some people have, we all have a financial thermostat, don't we? With like a ceiling of where subconsciously it's difficult to exceed that amount of money because of our subconscious programming around money. And if you want to know more about that, I really enjoyed the books and work by T. Harv Eker about money. I found that really helpful. He talks about your money thermostat as well. That was some useful lessons for me. He's a good teacher. So, yeah, it could be your money thermostat or something equivalent to that in another area holding you back, telling you, oh, but you shouldn't have more than this. You shouldn't receive more than that. You shouldn't be more popular than this or more happy than that. That we put these constraints and limits on ourselves. I mean, that's what the 9 of Wands is all about. Self-imposed constraints and limits for no reason. Holding ourselves back, like at the eight of Swords as well, where we hold ourselves back. Even defending a belief which is so old and so out of date, and on some level we know has no relevance anymore, but we're still defending it because it would cause us pain and anguish not to, because of perhaps cognitive dissonance in our mind. So maybe it's time to reevaluate your beliefs about money, about happiness, about relationships. And see which ones are actually serving you and which ones are not. And here comes the cat. Are you coming up? Yes, you are. Hello, Bedford. There's a paw. Are you going to walk on the cards? Yes, of course you are. What a silly question. Of course you're going to walk on the cards. We don't need to see your bum. Thank you very much. Yeah. Where do you need to, shall we say, knock over everything on the table, a bit like the cat just did? He doesn't care. He'll do whatever he wants to do. You're a pretty boy, aren't you? Your pretty paws. We don't need to see that. Thank you. Get your face out of my tea. But that's the thing. He'll just jump up. He'll walk all over the table, walk on the cards, knock things down, have a sniff of my tea. Doesn't give a shit. Doesn't care. And I feel like it's that I don't give a damn energy that I want to bring to you, pile 3, that I want to impart to you at this point in your life. That's what your guides are bringing through. It doesn't matter what other people think. Oh, there it is. There it is. Big part of the message. It doesn't matter what other people think. And that's the thing. A lot of us think that we know that, you know, because intellectually, oh, well, I know that it doesn't matter what other people think. Yes, but do you act like it? Because most of us don't. And that's the truth. If we're really honest with ourselves, most of us don't act like we don't care what other people think unless we're actual psychopaths. And that's the truth. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that necessarily, because it is good to have some social awareness so that we don't become an outcast or go to jail. But at the same time, we can really get wrapped up in that, in societal or familial expectations of us, and not deviate from well-trodden paths that don't really go anywhere. So where are you going to go, pile 3, with this manifesting potential here? It feels like you can manifest a dream. I want to go 369 star. You can manifest a dream right now. Something very powerful that you want to do if you can overcome the fear, because it feels like the universe is kind of going to offer it to you on a silver platter. And it's just up to you to make a decision whether you're going to take it or not. So fascinating. And like I said, for everyone, it's going to be different. It could be something big or small. But it is meaningful, and it does bring healing, and it does bring spiritual growth, emotional growth. Okay, let's get some fairy oracles. See what other messages we have from your guides. Oh, those two want to come out, don't they? Okay. We have body movement. And I'm just going to cover this card up a little bit because she's kind of naked. She's covered by her hair, but I don't want to take any risks because the algorithm isn't very, or the AI or whatever that checks these videos isn't very friendly with this sort of thing. So this card actually says sexuality. I have to say it like that so I don't get in trouble. Isn't that what we were talking about? Because I said with the 69, and there is no joke. I mean, numerologically, yes, 69 is a sexual number. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into any detail on that. That's, you know, yourself and your life. Maybe there's something to look at there. But body movement, which kind of ties in with that as well. Oh my goodness, this is getting uncomfortable now, guys. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, I mean, it could be dancing, or it could be just expressing yourself physically. And that could tie in with this card here, which I'm not going to say the name of. I'm going to show you what it says there. Yeah, what's missing physically from your life? What stimulation? What it's kind of body movement that's freeing and what's the word? Being able to express yourself, you know, which does tie in with dance and ritual dance as well, not just necessarily dancing. It ties in with ritual as well. So again, I'm going back to magical working. That could be something that you're drawn to. Yeah, or expressing yourself through physical movement, expressing yourself through dance and movement. And that could be yoga as well. You know, it doesn't have to be dancing. It could be sports, you know. But it's a very... There's a need here for some kind of physical expression which helps you to fully express who you truly are. And I think without it, you're more constrained in your life. Hello, Blackbird. There's a Mrs. Blackbird out of the window, just landed on the lawn, looked directly at me as I said that. Hello. Isn't that nice? So maybe you need to go outside, spend some time with Mrs. Blackbird in the garden or in the park or the woods, wherever it is that you're able to go outside. Okay, let's go Messenger Oracle now. Okay, what messages do we have? Know your power. Yes, yes, yes. I love this, and I love how the colours match this card here. Root chakra. So it's physical power. It is physical prowess, but it's also emotional power. This gorgeous horse, and we are in the year of the fire horse. So this beautiful sort of fiery image of the horse is absolutely apt and on point here with 21-3. So it's the individual making the choice. That's what this is about. Individual makes the choice, and that's what leads us to the new beginning at 21-3. That's the number on the card, 21. And I reduce it to 3 because I'm a numerologer, as you guys know. 2 + 1 is 3. So, fascinating. The time is now, guys. We're in the year of the fire horse. It really feels like the time is now. And if you're watching this later on down the road after the end of the year of the fire horse, which I think ends in February 2027, look back at what inspiration came to you during the year of the fire horse. What did you do? What did you start? What were you inspired to start but perhaps didn't? You know, you will find answers in the energy of the fire horse. That's what I want to say. Right, now just to get a bit more confirmation for you and some more messages, let's get our letter tiles out. Let's get our charms, and we also have our astrology dice here. Let's get the astrology dice first, actually, before I start doing letters all over the place. So these could be a bit of confirmation. They may connect to you, to somebody else in your life that you were thinking of and you were wondering if this was relevant, to this reading. So these could be signs within your big three, their big three, and the big three are your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant. Or they could be, for example, you might have a stellium in your chart, which is where you have 4 or 5 planets in the same or more in the same sign. I have a Scorpio stellium, which explains a lot. I have 2 Tauruses. I have Gemini and I have Cancer. Okay, so those are the signs that we have there. So double Taurus, you may be somebody with a heavy Taurus influence. Interesting, King of Pentacles as well as kind of Taurus energy. So that's very interesting. There's definitely themes here that would pertain to the sign of Taurus, even if it's not one in your chart. You know, it's a theme here for sure. All right, let's get some letter tiles. Okay, you want to come out. K-A-E-L-U. I want to say Kal-El. That's the name of Superman, isn't it? S. God, I'm such a nerd. I. O. E. T. Suet pudding. I want to say the Sioux as well. The tribe. A. D. Anno Domini. I. S. And E. Okay, so based on these letters, I'm just going to channel a few words, names, phrases. Suet pudding. Love suet pudding. Right, focus, Helen. It's not time for dessert. Ute. Maybe you drive a ute, a pickup truck of some kind, a utility vehicle. Okay, koala. Advice or advise as well. Are you an advisor to other people, or do you have someone advising you right now? That's kind of what I felt with this card, but it doesn't feel like it's appropriate. It feels like their advice isn't very good, or it's out of date. You might be following out of date advice. So, Susan, Siamese, K, Absolute, Tess, Dennis, Teresa, Una, Odette, Louise, Dice, Toes. Oh, Ted's there as well. Hi, Ted. That always makes me think of bears. I don't know about you, but I hear Ted, I think teddy bear rather than someone called Ted. Anyway, Les is here. Maybe that's a connection to sexuality. If you know, you know. Okay, aid, help. The TSA. Has somebody flown recently and had to go through a TSA checkpoint? I hear that's not fun. It's always me that gets frisked, by the way. I went through a period of time of it always being me that got frisked. And I don't know why. It was like every time I went through an airport, it would be like, no, it'll be me that gets frisked. Oh, here we go. That was pretty funny. I didn't mind. I just thought it was hilarious that it was always me that got pulled to one side. And of course, I never have anything on me. I've never done anything, or heaven forbid, that's not who I am. But I just thought it was funny. Right. Maybe I just had one of those faces. I don't know. Okay. Let's get some charms for some more confirmation messages. Let's see what we've got with our charms. Ooh, what have we got here? We have, oh, these are very similar to pile 2, actually. This is interesting. We've got some crossover. We have an owl. We have a cute bow. We have, oh, looks like some sort of little bauble with a bow. So that could be like a Christmas decoration, or it could represent jewellery or a bag charm or something. With this lovely tree. We have an anchor. A bat. Some glasses and another bow. There's a lot of decoration, a lot of bows here. What are we doing for show here, guys? Are we doing something for show? Are we doing something to keep up appearances? Interesting. What is it that we need to look at more clearly with the glasses here? Owls can see incredibly well, especially in very, very low light. Interesting. We've got creatures of the night here. We had the bat and the owl. You know, both very good at navigating at nighttime. Although I actually hear that apparently bats bump into things quite a lot. We were lied to as kids, guys. Apparently bats bump into things all the damn time. They bump into each other. No, I never knew that, because I was like, wow, bats are amazing. You know, they fly around your head at night time, and it's quite incredible how they never hit you. Apparently they do hit things, they hit each other. I heard recently. So that's kind of that illusion shattered from childhood. So what illusions from childhood do we need to shatter, pile 3? That's the question I'm going to leave you with. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope you got something from it. Please do share in the comments if there's something that you would like to share with us all. Parts that resonated for you, parts of the message. That'll be very interesting. I will leave it here for you. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Until I see you guys again, please take very, very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.